Look, you all must be familiar with Insta Reels popping in your feed with people driving in the opposite direction, boys zigzagging between cars, a ton and ton of road rage incidents, and it's all fun and games until it happens to you. So after being in a similar situation, I decided to invest in a good dash cam. Now I know there are budget dash cams available under 5,000 rupees, but they are a bit of a hit and miss in terms of video quality. They're also super expensive ones, but they are a bit overkill. So the sweet spot, if you ask me, is around 10K. And in this segment, I was looking at the latest dash cams with the new Sony STARVIS 2 sensors, and there's two solid options: the Qubo Dashcam 3K Pro and the 70mm A510. And I actually got both of them, and turns out the Qubo has some solid advantages. Starting off, I got the one with the rear cam, and in the box you get everything. You get the front and the rear cameras, obviously, both of which let you adjust the camera angle. You also get the power adapter for your car, the cables, you get the mount with double-sided tape, so sliding the camera in and out is pretty easy. You also get the transparent film for the installation so as to protect your windshield, a pry tool, and there's some generic paperwork. So all pretty sorted, but the big advantage that Qubo has is that they provide on-site installation for the dash cam, which is great because you don't have to go to a car shop to get it installed, which is a big hassle. And the good thing is the Qubo guys know their stuff. I mean, the installation is pretty neat with no visible wires inside the cabin as they are neatly tucked away in the roof liner. They also help you set up the app, which again is useful for people who aren't very tech savvy. Advantage number 2 comes when you turn this thing on, and I'm talking about the 3.2-inch screen, which is huge considering dash cam standards. And here you can see the front camera live view, you can switch to the rear camera view, you also get the different settings and options here which you can control with the buttons below, and if you find the screen distracting, you can set it to auto off after a few seconds. This also has a power button on the left which you'll never use because it automatically turns on and starts recording as soon as you turn on the car. And on the right you get the micro SD slot, and that brings me to advantage number 3, and that is the fact that Qubo supports up to 1 TB cards. On the other hand, the 70mm supports 256 GB max, which honestly is kind of a bummer. And what are these things? These are supposed to be CCTVs for your cars. So you want to record as much footage as you want so that you can go back and check things if you want to before, they start loop recording. Advantage number 4 is the fact that the Qubo Dashcam here uses a supercapacitor instead of a usual lithium-ion battery that most dashcams use. And what this means is it will power the dashcam for a few seconds after you switch off the car, just like a lithium battery, while being a little safer in extreme heat and temperature. I mean, I've been using the Qubo and the 70mm side by side here in Delhi, which is hot, but I haven't come across any issues at all. But yeah, I'm a tech guy, so I obviously want the newer tech which performs the same but probably, more safer. Now I know what you want to know, the most important factor in a dash cam, the video quality. I mean, a bike nicks your bumper, you want to capture that in high quality, right? Not funny. Sorry. So the Qubo Dashcam 3K has a 5MP Sony IMX675 STARVIS 2 camera with a 140-degree wide field of view, 3K video recording, HDR support, and for people going, what is this STARVIS thingy? So STARVIS 2 is the 2nd-gen version of Sony's STARVIS image sensor tech, and it's supposed to capture more clearer footage with lower noise, especially low light. And I'll talk about low light, but first, in daytime, the quality is spot on for a dashcam. And honestly, what's the important job role of a dashcam? To get that number plate right. And this actually does. The videos from Qubo have sort of an over-sharpened look, but the details are all there. You can see the number plates clearly, you can see the lights on the traffic signals for when a cop stops you. And even in low light, the videos are sharp, you can see all the important stuff. I mean, even at 60 kph, you can see the number plates of the nearby cars, and there's very little motion blur, which is great. Now, we did compare things versus 70mm side by side, and both of these cameras obviously have a very different color science. The Qubo has a more natural color tone, the 70mm footage looks more colorful, saturated. There's also difference in exposure. I mean, 70mm tends to overblow things in low light, and this is where I felt the Qubo was better. But the truth is, both of these dash cams do what you want from dash cams. To capture the details on the road, be it the number plates, the road signs, the traffic lights, the strange people on the road, you get it. Now, both of these also come with 1080p rear cameras that are kind of okay-ish, something you expect from dash cams, but they do get the job done as the number plates are visible when the vehicle on the back is close by. But yeah, I honestly don't expect a lot from these. Now, one of my biggest complaints with Qubo in its early days was the app, but that was 2 years ago and things have changed and actually good to see. So the Qubo Pro app is actually snappy, looks good as you can see. It shows you the live view, it has all the handy options and settings. And I like how you can easily scrub in the timeline to see the exact moment you want to. These also have GPS logging so you can see the location on the map matching with the video. Even the 70mm app is pretty good. It has a couple of more video resolution options, and this too has a timeline that lets you do the same as Qubo. The one area where I find the Qubo better is that when you view the files on a PC, you see the files organized by date, which is very useful. 70mm on the other hand has all the files inside a single folder, which is a bit of a mess. Look, if you look at both these dash cams side by side, the Qubo Dashcam Pro 3K, the 70mm A510, both of these are solid dash cams that capture video quality that has all the information you need, and they both support hardwiring and the parking surveillance features. But yes, they both have their advantages. The 70mm brings ADAS support, which I personally think is not very handy on a dash cam, especially here on Indian roads. It also has support for CPL filters, which make the footage more appealing, and you can buy this separately. And I would have preferred if Qubo had this option too. Also, the 70mm has a smaller screen, but it lets you view the past footage on the screen, which is very handy. Now, as for the Qubo, it has some practical advantages. Its front plus rear version is 2,000 rupees cheaper, which is a big deal. There's the Supercapacitor, a bigger 3.2-inch screen, the support for 1TB cards, and the fact that they have on-site installation is a big deal if you ask me. And after that, Qubo being an Indian brand, I mean, it's a sub-brand of Hero, it has service and support in 45 plus cities, which is important when you're spending around 10K. And since the Qubo Dashcam and the app are made in India, I'd like to believe that this is more tuned to the Indian conditions, dusty, hot climate. And yeah, these are the reasons why I feel like Qubo is the overall better option. But I want to know from you, how has your experience been with the Qubo Dashcam or even a 70mm Dashcam? Comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.